Okay, we are going to talk just real quick because your bucket list assignment. Oh wait, I don't want to see the side of my face. Let me put that away. Go away, me. Okay. The bucket list assignment, you have to have 3 sources that are a part of your presentation. And we're going to talk about how you're going to embed those sources. But when in your outline, so you guys have an outline that was shared with you, this is how you should be citing your sources. So at the end of your outline and your typed speech should be a works cited page with APA format. So I want to talk about the difference between MLA and APA because APA is probably new to some of you. But notice this is the same book that I am citing and just a couple differences. So the author in MLA is last name, first name, but it's just the initial with APA format. They jump the date because APA is more scientific. You're going to use it in like more of your science classes or humanities classes like psychology and stuff. So the date and the research matters more to them. That's why MLA is more literature and English and maybe like business, because the date sometimes doesn't, it's not as relevant. It's more about the material that you've chosen. So the date is going to go after the author. Then we have the same style for the title of the book, and then we have the publishing company. So this is an in-text citation. So at the end of whatever quote you're providing, based on the material that you've pulled from your 3 different sources, this is an MLA in-text citation. And right here is an APA. So that's a lot different. They want to know the author's last name, a comma. They want to know the year. Remember, in science, the year is pretty relevant when it comes to research. And then the page number. So I just wanted you to see the difference. Like if there is multiple pages that are being cited, if there are multiple pages, it's the same as MLA. So that information is there too. So you can see an APA in-text citation. When you do that in-text citation, according to Jones, you follow that with the year. And then you put the page number at the end. So the in-text citations are different in APA than they are in MLA. So same thing here, Jones, the date, found students often had difficulty using APA style. And then basically their rule is whatever information, whenever you mention an author's name, the year should go right after. And right after the quote, even if it's in mid-sentence like this one, the in-text citation should happen there. So that's the difference between APA and MLA. Here's another example here. She stated students often had difficulty using APA style. I didn't mention the author in the sentence, so I put Jones here, comma, date, comma, and then the page. And then this is just the rest of the sentence. So notice MLA, I always tack it on at the end. APA gets embedded right after the quotation, no matter where it falls inside of the sentence. When you have more than one author, which will happen every now and then. Oh, wait, where'd it go? There it is. It's similar, except we don't include their first name, and you put the and symbol, and then a comma in between that and the date. Here's what you do if you have more than 3 or more authors. That's what you do for the APA in-text citation. References are a little bit different when you're building the works cited. So I gave you a handout, a reference sheet to build those. It's just a lot of times the order of things, and they love a good parentheses in APA citation. So it's the order is different. They don't capitalize certain things. They don't put quotation marks around article titles. Those are like the big differences. So just like you know how to build an MLA citation, you just have to follow a similar, like it's a formula where you just got to plug the information in. So the other thing I wanted to show you is I gave you a copy of this, and it just has a lot of really good information in it. And I'm not going to be a huge stickler on like the format of when you turn in your typed essay. I really just want you to practice your APA. Like, try to do as much of it as you can, citing it the right way, because this is a good practice class for that to happen. Because it will get intense when you take, like I said, your more science-y type of classes. So this whole thing here breaks it down what your title page should look like. You're supposed to have a running header, and right here it explains all of that information. Purdue OWL is a super great resource. They are MLA heavy, but they also have a lot of really great APA information as well. This is what your sample, your front page looks like. And if you guys want to go all out and include this, once we start, like, the bucket list would be a great place to start practicing. This isn't required. It's just something that you can try to see how you do. You won't get points taken off if you do like your title page wrong. It's just a good opportunity to practice those skills for other future classes. You'll never have an abstract in here, but when I took my education psychology course, I had to write an abstract for every paper. It gives you specific guidelines with that. So this is just an explanation for your own knowledge if you ever do have to do an abstract, and you put some key words in there as well. Basic citation. So this is a really great thing to read. Read through, because it tells you and outlines for you, hey, this is the difference between MLA and APA. These are the things you have to do in order to cite APA. So things I will be a stickler on, your works cited page, but it's actually called a reference page in APA. I'm going to want to see that you put effort into getting that done and getting it done correctly. And then your in-text citation. I will definitely make sure that you guys are doing that correctly as well, so that can just be a habit that you create. So we will only do APA in here for this class. So when you get a chance, read through this. It breaks it down. It talks to you about what you do with short quotations. So the in-text citation section is right here, and it is explained with examples. A longer quotation is explained here. So check that out if you're dealing with a longer type of quotation. This is probably not something you're going to use in this class, but something you'll use in the future. Here's what you do if you're summarizing or paraphrasing. Just like MLA, you have to give the author credit for things that did not come from your brain. And this gives you the basic rules for your reference list, aka your works cited for MLA. So you can kind of go through these rules. They're similar. Like I said, they're just tweaked a little bit. So if you are finding a website and you're trying to figure out how to cite it, I also gave you this little handout that breaks it down. So these are the APA format breakdown. All of this, these are all books. So this whole section here shows you how to handle a book, and it explains the difference between all of these over here on the right-hand side. If you're doing a printed article, so if you get handed something that's printed, this is how you cite the printed articles. If you're doing a website, which in my mind is probably going to be the most common thing that you guys find, this shows you how to cite an entire website. And then this shows you how to do specific articles. Notice there's no quotation marks around the title of the article. Scholarly journals, which we're going to go over tomorrow, how to find that stuff. And articles are an entire website and a page on a website, or an article from a website would be the same thing. And then here's just a bunch of random stuff that you may end up using at some point this year that I added in for you to reference. So take a look at it, note all the punctuation, make sure you're paying attention to those little details, and that is the general APA guidelines there.